What's up, everybody? I'm Abby13. Okay, let's look at what ChatGPT Agent has put together for us today. I don't know. Agent was working there 20, 30 minutes. I wasn't even keeping track. I had a button where I could just download my presentation. I asked ChatGPT Agent to create a presentation for me for robotics consulting and services. So let's take a look at what it put together. We are seeing here, I'm going to go through the slides here, and I'll just kind of go over what I'm seeing. I really like this subtle coloring. I like this overall theme, which I asked for. I asked for a blue theme, and this is really tastefully done. Nice color splashes. We have the Fox robot, of course, my theme, right? Humanoid Robot Solutions for Fox Robotics Consulting, guiding you through the future of humanoid robots. And of course, we should be able to edit this stuff, right? Consulting, services, right? So everything can be easily brushstroked into what we want. Okay, excellent. Let's go down to the next slide. See how that works. All right, agenda. We seeing that okay? Yeah. Humanoid robotics roadmap, key milestones and emerging players. Okay. This is a little wordy. This is kind of like an overview of what we're going to be getting into, I guess. I think I could like tune this a little bit to make this a little better, right? Our service offering sounds wonderful. Benefits and impacts, partner with us, all right, or hire us, right? So let's look. Humanoid robotics roadmap. I really like the professionalism here. I like how sharp this is presented, and this is very digestible in contrast to the information dump that we just got. Although there's a heavy amount of concentrated information in the boxes. Humanoid robotics roadmap. So 2024 was yesteryear. 2025 is where we are, and 2026 is just around the corner. So let's take a look here. Let's take a look. Atlas is Boston Dynamics, and we're looking at, I would say we're probably looking at a great many other things, but it's in there. So it did its research and put its stuff in there. I asked for stuff that would be, being anticipated to be sold, that kind of thing. Tesla Optimus, particularly, it's mentioning Gen 2 with its 11 depth of field hands, or the different articulation. And then Figure Robot, wonderful. And then we're looking at Optimus Gen 3 coming soon. um, General purpose humanoids expand into manufacturing, service, and healthcare. So this is a little bit kind of like typical of what we see. It's not really laser focused on providing this to the customer, which I would like to be better, but this could be all fixed up. Robot landscape. Okay, this is kind of an interesting map chart thing. Left to right availability from now to 2026 and beyond. Optimus is over there, figures over there. We kind of had, robots in the middle, and then kind of what was available before. So you get an idea of what the slide is put together, like what was the reasoning, or why it was put together this way, right? All right, so specs, specifications, overview. You can look at the robots that are on order there, Optimus, Atlas, Figure, Apollo, the others. Now we're seeing height, weight, payload, battery, hours, I guess. Use cases. Some are industrial, some are general purpose. Availability. This is what I kind of asked for, right? So some of these robots, although available, maybe I wasn't specific enough, or maybe it didn't do the research. In terms of my prompting was extremely simple and basic. So it definitely was a lot of my prompting being generalized. I think that as we look at this, we want to see kind of what's available. I would even focus it down more like West Coast California, what we can get our hands on, but USA market stuff. What can we actually order? and what maybe what do we need to contact the companies and get like we get a list of what they have to order, and then you can like become have a contract or partnership to order robots and things like that. I've spoken to companies before, and they go ahead and told me the pricing, and they said we can set it up where you can purchase robots. So this very much is real. There just isn't the demand there yet. Now we're looking at our service offerings. What do we offer as a company? So I think I would probably place a slide that was just more like about our company now. So we're switching gears. Instead of looking at the robots that are available, we're looking at what the company's offering, right? And so we're seeing here consulting and selection, training and skills, assembling, setup, repair, and maintenance, coordination, upgrades. I think this is really nice, widespread here. It looks like there's a lot of things that we offer, and so we are masters of this robotics angle, and that's what we want to set off a good impression, right? So we're seeing budgets and the environments that the robots will be in. Compare your options. We recommend the best humanoid that fits. That's kind of like a very customized down, which is pretty cool. Training and skills. Okay, hands-on operator training. There are going to be operators or a operator on a company's location site. We have safety procedures and compliance as this builds out into the future. So these are very important, well noted things. Even coding the robot with specific, unique, custom things, right? Artificial intelligence integration and how AI will direct the robots. So these are all emerging things. Assembly and setup. We actually will be planning to at the location, receive the robots in their packaging. They need to be assembled. They need to be correctly, orientated and put together. Follow the quick setup guide. There's going to be an instruction manual, configuration, the grippers and the sensors and all these kinds of things. Probably some kind of test suite that's going to make sure that the robots is functional when it's received, so that you don't have any defects and that you can proceed to using the robot without any issues. um, and then finally integrating the workflow of the company if you want it to actually work instead of being more of a demonstration and the futureness of that. The repair and maintenance, off the shelf repair parts, preventative maintenance plans. There's going to be all kinds of thoughts, a lot of physical elements to the robots. They're going to get scraped up and roughed up, and if that's appearance is important to keep the robots looking new, there's all kinds of temporary exterior decals. You have protective clothing type things, protective pads, perhaps, that functions as an, just to keep, inevitably robots will fall over or brush against items, and so you want them keeping good, or if they can be repainted as, depending on how in the future robots will have replaceable panels or painting. We'll see about all that, right? Coordinated with repair centers. Um, and then what do we have here? Vendor logistics, schedule software updates, very important. So we'll have a software update plan where we'll come in and make sure that the updates take place. We have to make sure the firmware happens on a dedicated, kind of like a laptop. Firmware updates are very important, usually not handled by the customers, because any power interruption will mean that could have a bricked robot. That wouldn't be something that you want. So there's going to be all kinds of standard approaches to these devices, just like we have laptops and others. Um, and then planning hardware upgrades. We'll see what the future brings with all these robots. So it's a lot of stuff here, right? So your journey with us, okay, as the company, assessment, selection, training, and setup, integration, deploying into operations, support, ongoing maintenance, and upgrades. This is really beautifully done, isn't it? And so we look at benefits and impacts, You can be more productive. Robots perform tasks, reducing downtime. And then, the AI that's going to be around, we expect it to predict failures and things like that, as is happening in some of the energy sectors and things like that. So that's kind of cool. Um, it's very much so that we expect that robots will bring in select jobs. We'll see about all of that. The actuators and safety designs, safe human robot collaboration, and that kind of thing. So we'll have all that outlined and know ahead of time. Partner with our company, navigate the emerging world of humanoid robotics with confidence. Our experts guide you from assessment and selection through training, assembly, and long term support so you can focus on your business, which is exactly the kind of marketing that I do on the ground with my computer business. Ready to get started? Contact us. Excellent. We got 9 slides. I think it's awesome. I think it's easy to customize. I think these layouts are great, and unique enough where, this is not just purely template stuff. There is a multi-disciplined approach to creating all of this presentation, which is really cool. Did an excellent job. I really like what it did. I think this is just something that was put on my desk, prepared completely as a PowerPoint presentation file. We also have the ability to share it and preview it in ChatGPT. So I think this is really awesome and brings value to something like an advanced agent that they have now that's available now. Thanks for watching.